I am so into this golf club that to make this video, it didn't even come with my 3-iron. It really is quite an encouraging club to hit. And that's what it gives me, with the speed pocket, with the different sole, with the CG that's higher. Welcome back to Tour Truck Tuesday. We're on a very loud, jam-packed kingdom. We got some maintenance going on. I apologize about that noise interruption already, but it's gonna be for great reason. They're getting this place better. Just like my golf bag, I'm looking at stuff and I wanna get it better. Today, I have a video for you guys about the brand new P-UDI and the P-DHY from Taylormade, literally just released. I am so into this golf club that to make this video, it didn't even come with my 3-iron. That's how I have this club in the bag already. It's been the quickest club in the last, who knows, however long I can remember that I've put a brand new golf club into play. My bag setup goes driver forward, then I go to the 3-iron and the 770, and it gives me that low penetrating ball flight, then into the 4 that you just seen me hit there. And it came out quite flat. It came out as my 4-iron should. I like the golf club. It's the 770. It's quite sleek. It has a very small sole on it and it cuts through the turf well. I do like hitting this golf club. However, there is that gap between the 3-iron and the forward that is missing a little bit. I can't quite get the chase on it. I can't quite get the distance on it. But playing here in America a lot more than what I used to, I can't get the height, the peak height. So enter in these brand new golf clubs from Taylormade in the P-UDI and the P-DHY. Take a look at these from the bottom first, and you'll see huge differences in the soles. If I grab the 4-iron, I already alluded to that in the setup. The 4-iron, just looking between the P-UDI and the 770, is significantly different in terms of the sole width. Much smaller in the 770 than it is in the UDI. Then bring in the DHY. This could be appealing for a lot of people watching this, and it's larger again. So we will start there. These golf clubs have flighted CG in them. As you get into these two, it's going to be optimized for these golf clubs. The mass optimization. What does that mean? Why are you even telling me? Why do I even care about that? The DHY is going to have a slightly different center of gravity than the UDI, and they both do versus the 770. Again, why does it matter? Because it's all for launch. It's all for what you do as the golfer. If I was stood here with a 5-wood or a rescue, they would launch differently again. As I look at my profile of player, you've just seen from those 2 golf shots out there, I like it to be driving forward. A lot of it is made up of where I played, where I learnt as a kid, but also getting this nice turf interaction and crisp ball flight in the long irons. As you get down into the P-UDI or the DHY, and we'll start with the DHY, you might be someone out there that struggles to get these clubs into the air. This comes in 18, 22, or 20 loft. And what you're going to notice when you get hold of these and you put it behind the club, it's got the longer blade width, but it really is quite an encouraging club to hit. This one right here is the 18, so it's going to come out with a bit of speed. As I told you before, you're looking to launch it at half of the height when it comes to launch to the loft on the blade. As I put this behind, I really think this is going to get up in the air. So you can see there's a difference in carry significantly between the 4-iron and getting into what is the 18 DHY of 20 yards, giving me the normalized. The spin rate stays low at about 3,400 on this DHY, and your apex comes out very similar to your 4-iron. That is the stronger one. That is the 18. Remember, like I told you, this comes in a 20 and a 22. So if you are looking to get a club that's easy to use, and I could even suggest that you could move into the rough perhaps with this and take a look at it as you give yourself maybe not a great lie. The larger sole, the speed pocket, you're going to get the energy out of this to really drive one out. And this is where it'll come into its own against a rescue club. Just look at it sitting behind the golf ball there. I mean, there's so much mass. Again, it should be easy to get in the air. And that just cuts straight through that rough, hardly hitting it at all. So a good test golf club and a good area if you're looking for a club that you want to work alongside. Maybe you're not a rescue player, you're not someone who wants something right in there behind your 3-wood, but you want some yardage. This club is going to be the one for you. Where I've gone though is with this. It can be customized. It is the UDI, the P-UDI. This one is 20. My 3-iron was 21 degrees of loft. Again, smaller in the sole, thinner in the sole. You can customize the shaft, you can customize the grip, the loft and the lie, any which way you want. I've got the Tour Hybrid 95S Plus from KBS in here. Big fan of that. First time I've used the golf shaft, heard a lot about it. As I've pointed out before to you guys, you know I'm not really a hybrid user, but for this one, it was a shaft that I wanted to get into. I know John Rahm plays it, I know it's very popular on tour. Now it's worth calling out, both of these heads will be played on the global tours. There's definitely a room where all sorts of professionals get into either option. So if you are trying them out, I press you to try them both out. For me, it was an easy decision because of the smaller head. I'm often drawn towards that. It's thinner in blade length. There's not as much of it visually behind the golf ball, but the main difference is the center of gravity in this is going to be a little different to what you have in the DHY. The DHY is going to give you the launch. This one I think is a hair higher and will give you a bit more flight out of it. So straight behind the golf ball, as you put it into the eye test, it looks great. Obviously, you want to see these clubs penetrating a little bit, but not quite as low as maybe your straight set 3-iron would be. So through the turf, fantastic. That's what I'd want from this golf club. Yardage wise, can it hit similar to what I just had? And it can, it's that 215 carry. So if you think the 4-iron is going 200, then I'm adding on the 15. Now I would like to have maybe 10, 12 yards gap between those two golf clubs, but keep in mind, I want this one to be a little bit more powerful. And that's what it gives me with the speed pocket, with the different sole, with the CG that's higher, but also the feel that you're getting out of it as a golf club is well into what I'm looking for, which is why this went in straight away. Another good area, if you reach down to your golf bag and you grab out your trotty golf tee. It's also fantastic off the peg. You're gonna change the spin rate slightly, but you're adding a golf club now that really is, if you're faced with a tight golf hole, you don't fancy it, you can pull out the UDI. I mean, it's saying it for itself. This is coming out with a great flight for me, a great feel, and much easier to hit than that 773 iron, which I've loved for so long, but now I think I'm converted and this is the route I'm gonna go. If you wanna learn more about these clubs, check it out in the description below. Everything is on that website where you can check out the specs. Remember I said you can customize them all, get your fitting. In an ideal scenario, you dive in now on your 3-wood to make sure you've got the yardage close to that. I know I have. That last shot I hit totaled up at 242. So that's normalized, taking all the conditions out of it. So I'd obviously be getting like 260 out the 3-wood. So this is a good club for me to hit in there, and I can chop it up with ball flight if I need to be. All the details are below. As always, make sure you subscribe, and I'll bring you some more swagger and new clubs as they come out right here on this channel.